then the teacher pulled down my pants in front of the entire classroom and like spanked my white boy pigu.
For some reason, Mom thought it was a good idea to put me in cram school.
You went to cram school? T&T, back then you could get like a養樂多and 喝養樂多.
Yeah, now you can only get a養樂多. If you guys grew up here, you know what I'm talking about. You were born in Taiwan.
I was born in Taiwan. Yep.
I feel like I was born in Taiwan, but I was 4 months old when I came here.
You ever feel less Taiwanese because you were not born in Taiwan, like the three younger siblings?
Like the three younger siblings? No, because I grew up here. This is where we spent all of our lives. Yeah, we grew up.
We were in Qingshui for 10 years, 5 years or so. And then we were in Taichung for probably like 10 years.
Yeah, it was another 5 years.
Only 5? Yeah. I really liked Taichung a lot. And then we were in Taipei. Now they've been in Jiayi for like 8 years.
Why did they even come to Taiwan in the first place?
They're missionaries. So, I mean, they were sent to Taiwan the year I was born. Their main job has been to help churches. Once the mission decides it's been long enough, they'll move them on to the next place and help another church. And so the reason they're down in Darling is the same. They were so happy to live in a place where the front door and the back door, they can just leave open and people can come over anytime they want. And they do, without knocking. We'll go back to go visit, and it's like always like I got my fingers crossed. Am I gonna have like quality time with my parents this weekend, or is it gonna be like random people that I don't know?
Most of the time it's randos.
Random people.
A claw machine in here?
Right.
Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere.
I heard there's a claw machine in this neighborhood.
We are the claw machine.
Your parents are citizens now.
That's right.
They are,
citizens,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, they got these giant
I saw that.
cardboard cutouts
on the news.
of their. It was on the news.
Yeah.
Of their 身份证, with the ID number blurred out. I mean, they're pretty stoked. I think we're all pretty stoked.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Like that. It is happening more and more these days, but like I would still say it's pretty rare, to have that honor. And for the ceremony where the Jiayi mayor came and like presented them with this award and stuff, they had opened the ceremony doing a Taiwanese song they learned years ago. I think it's called T-O-O Beiloho. So it's like about this couple like working in the farm. It was 2021 or 2022, and I was thinking in the West, this could seem like cultural appropriation because they had the Taiwanese the rice field hats,
for sure.
and they had the props, like working in a Taiwanese field. Just looking at my parents doing this, they've been here for like 40 years.
They're Taiwanese now.
They're Taiwanese.
They can do it.
They already are.
I can't do it.
I can't do
that. Don't ever
I've
do
got
that.
a judo zan. I can't. I have Yongcho judo zan. I can't do that.
I can't do that yet. Once you get the thing with the cardboard, you can put on the hat.
Then you can
So 5 kids growing up in our house. Was it just kind of pandemonium?
Yeah, and they still got compliments. I'm like, wow, you got 5 kids? How lihai.
Yeah.
My mom loves it.
Even back then, growing up, like we had a lot of fun together. It didn't matter that we lived in Qingshui, like
super
far away from anybody else that we knew. It was
I want to move back to Qingshui now that I have kids. I'm like, dude, Qingshui is fucking dope.
What was the first memory of being like, I'm not like other Taiwanese people?
My older sister, people would want to take a picture with her. She wisened up after a little while and started charging 10 NT per picture.
Smart.
That is smart.
I don't know who encouraged her to do it or if she thought of it herself, but it's
I
like,
think
hey,
she thought of herself.
make a little bit of money. If people like want to come take a picture with some random stranger they don't know.
Just like, yo, bitch, give me 10 NT if you want a photo. And 10 NT, back then, you could get like a養樂多and 喝養樂多.
Yeah, now you can only get a養樂多.
There's a bunch of snacks for 5 NT back then.
That's true. Because that's what I would get after church every Sunday. We'd go to that little place,
The
get
little
some
corner store?
喝養樂多.
That guy's probably still there, dude.
He is still there. I brought my kids last time.
That guy's still there.
Yeah.
He remembers you. I'm sure he remembers you.
Yeah, he remembers. Every time I go, he's still watching TV, like kind of interacting with customers if the TV program's not interesting enough.
Wild. I really liked that guy. It's
That's
like all the
alive.
different chips too. Kadena,
Oh, that's
Lonely
right.
God.
养樂多, because
Only go.
I don't know if you did this, but like Grace and I would compete to see who can drink it more slowly by poking tiny, almost invisible holes.
In
Like
the
so small that you
The
have to
养樂多.
drink it slowly. Yeah.
That's totally where I got it from. My friends look at me drinking養樂多now. Everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Living in Qingshui, we learned a lot of like local games. So like the jump rope games, all the ropes were tied together. They were made out of rubber bands.
I played Ping Ping.
Ping Pings. I don't even know what you call. It's not the official name for it.
It's not the official name because I actually talked to my friends. I'm like, I'm Ping Ping. They're like,
You're like, what's
so what's a
Ping
Ping
Ping?
Ping?
Kind of like a pog.
It's a pog. But it was
Trend
like
over
Street
here.
Fighter. You're supposed to like try to hit it to go above the other person's.
There were flat plastic figures. If you guys grew up here, you know what I'm talking about.
You guys would play these games with other Taiwanese kids?
Yeah.
We also made up our own games. We made up bamboo slippers. That was the best game ever.
That game required a typhoon. I don't know if our parents ever knew that we were out in the streets, like, playing bamboo slipper.
My foot got ran over.
What is this? So it's a typhoon and you're trying to chase cars during a typhoon?
No. There was a bamboo trees near our house. And the wind from the typhoon would blow these bamboo branches off onto the road.
Right.
The person in the middle of the road, they had to hold the bamboo shoot and spin around at the same pace, and everybody else would use our feet and kick the slippers off our feet to the other side and have to go and get the slipper and then go, past the person with the bamboo shoot.
You guys are gnarly. It's
to
a
go and
creative
get
game.
the slipper without getting hit by the person in the middle.
This is involved.
That was how you play bamboo slipper.
It's a pretty simple game, but it was fun.
And you need a
Sounds
typhoon.
complicated.
You need a typhoon.
So you guys are all just running around in Lanbai Toshie?
Yeah, pretty much.
I wore Lanbai tour to high school.
Yeah?
Yeah, and if they broke, then I would just use duct tape and
Patch it together?
Yeah.
In preschool in Qingshui, it was tough being like the only Laowai in all Taiwanese school. I was an outsider. I was the only one there, and there was this kid that was like Laowai, someone, and then it was Adogwa, and he was like, punking me, bullying me on recess. So this dude though, fucking got him, because he was punking me the entire morning, and then it was lunchtime, and the teacher called the last row first to go get the lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude, I just remember his shit-eating grin, running down the aisle to get his lunch. He was so happy, and I stuck my foot out, and then he tripped and flew. And I just remember blood coming out. He broke his chin open. He was crying, and I just remember feeling fuck. And then the teacher pulled me to the front of the classroom, pulled down my pants, and spanked my white boy pigu 10 times.
Damn.
And I was humiliated. Everyone was like,
How bye.
"Oh, bye."
my memory of preschool was I had kind of the opposite. One time, I must have peed my bed. The same day, one of my classmates peed their cot,
Yeah.
right? The teacher didn't do anything to me. It was just you niao niao le, go change your pants or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember this other kid getting slapped on the hand. I think maybe just as a teacher myself, maybe there's this kind of okay, well, now I'm interacting with somebody else's from another culture's kid.
Yeah.
I better be careful.
But you got slapped in the hand, right? Just for having not gotten 100% on your test.
More at cram school. For some reason, Mom thought it was a good idea to put me in cram school.
You went to cram school?
For a little while, and I was just the class clown and just disrupting the whole class the entire time.
Wait, you went to Bushiban?
I did. For a little while.
How old were you?
I went with Grace, our older sister.
Why did
and-
Mama... Was that their way of being when in Rome?
Maybe.
Just send your kids to Bushy
I
behind.
mean, I think I was probably lagging behind in math or something. And
Going
so
to English Bushy
they
behind.
decided, not English.
English. Law. So you guys went to Taiwanese school until you were 6 or 7?
Ish. Basically it was preschool.
But I mean, I kind of wish that my parents had put me in all through elementary school.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to
The
do
local school.
Are you going to put your kid in Taiwanese school for how long?
Yeah, that's what we're considering.
100%. I would send my kids to Taiwanese school until probably middle school. You have the opportunity to learn Mandarin, written component of the language as well. It would be a missed opportunity to be here in Taiwan and not go to a Taiwanese school.